All right, let's do this. Thank you for watching. I probably, I gave it 11 seconds. So I hope that's good for the people who only watch for 11 seconds. All right, the rest of us. They're still here. Little do they know. Yeah, we got a pretty full docket. Figure it all out. And I think the thing is that it doesn't need to be figured out. We have reached the highest number ever. I think as of this recording, we are at 173. So we're one higher than our highest number, which is great. That means we're still moving in that positive direction. Yeah, it is what it is. Bot or no bot. I believe that I'm like everybody else. Even those really big freaking VTubers and YouTubers and streamers and whatever else type of person you want. Even the most the largest actor. I still think that what they really want is to have a human connection, is to be connected to others. And I sometimes wonder with my almost laughable amount of fame, I squandered it. I did not think of the people that liked my work and basically said so. It is one of the main reasons why I'm not as connected to my work, I guess. I remember signing at Comic-Con and talking to some of the big artists, and I probably shouldn't drop names, so I'm gonna try not to. But some of the big artists and everything like that, and that's what they liked signing, because one, it gives their fan base an actual, almost unique copy of their work, and it shows the connection that they have between them, because they didn't know. They don't know unless the fans tell them or show them. And some showing and some telling is kind of like goes a little too far. But I never had that. the work that I did, the way that I was supposed to, in the manner that I was supposed to, devoid of my own talents. And I think it's one of the reasons why, even though I'm fucking against AI, but I realize like that's something AI could do. Was the stuff that I did commercially. You don't need to be creative for that. And I'm not saying that it's right. I'm saying it's actually wrong. Don't do it. Hire talent. But it also devoids. It's also devoid of any connection. Alright, I'm going to be right back. Yes. Let's do this. I was literally when I was inspired to do the changes, it was only to upgrade people. It was only to upgrade some of the queues because models have completely changed. You have no idea like how much in 2 years, how many people I'm connected to, the models have changed. I have, right now I've upgraded 70, 76, 77. No, I think that's total. I've made 77 queues. That includes the people that I've upgraded plus the new ones that I created. I try to create a new one every day. And some I don't even update. Some of them are just fine the way they were. But a lot of VTubers have gone through complete and total upgrades to their model. And I love it. And I was also mistaken because there are a bunch of PNGers out there, so go Team PNG. You guys are awesome. There's something amazing about, and I'm not gonna. I don't want to bash. I don't want to bash 2 or 3D models because people pay thousands of dollars for some of them, and they're gorgeous and they're wonderful. And motion capture is insane to me. Still, it's still like kind of like that magical mystery with rigging. But the creativity. Is like, I love that because everybody's different. There, you can't say that anybody's modeled after on the same thing. And that's the one thing, especially with the 3D modeling. People tend to use the same base, tend to have the same mouse movements. Eyes are the thing that most people, it's the one thing that riggers spend the most time on. It is the first class in rigging, is your eyes. Pupil dilation becomes very important with the 2D model. 2D models have a little bit more freedom than 3D models. But somebody could create. I don't put it past them. Somebody could create a full-fledged 3D model that doesn't have to be necessarily humanoid. Doesn't necessarily have to have the same mouse movement. It could happen. I haven't seen it. I'm fairly atypical, except for the fact that my head size is the same size, so I do a full body with my PNG, but people have half models and stuff like that. It's actually spectacular. And I was like, when I was saying, like, I don't know if anybody's still PNG. But one of my original inspirations for doing the PNG model, one of my inspirations of doing that whole, like, one PNG switching to another, comes directly from Nux Taku. I know I probably shouldn't be dropping his name, but that's where my inspiration came from. Even had, somebody actually created a Q-Bean 3D model, which I could use. I could use at any time, and I feel bad that I have never used it. I did download what is it, Studios or whatever it is. I have that in Steam right now, and I could use it. It's possible. I just have never just done it. That is full eye movement, mouth movement, all designed in it. I believe they did it with V-Roy. I was actually thinking that I could create, when I gave up on the platypus idea, the platypus model, to give me the size that I need to fit on things. I was actually thinking about having another queue underneath holding me up or giving me a piggyback ride. you'd have somebody tell me, like, going, yeah, that's not possible. And they said, I could 2D model it. I mean, there are people who set up their 2D models with, like, eye movement and stuff like that on other things. I'm trying to think if I know of a 2D modeler who doesn't have a humanoid. 2D model. I don't know of any. They're all pretty much where the face is, where the model is. I could be wrong. I could probably know a dozen of them or so, and don't even really. I'm just basically spacing on that. Spacing on it, and but yeah, I definitely see, and it's really difficult. Great things happen. Speaking about like things that I've been doing, a lot of great things came out of me working on the music video, and I have not calmed down yet to start implementing them. I'm actually I got semi-good news. I am sort of used to my voice and how it sounds. I know it's a weird thing to say. I will say this, that I haven't gotten over my abandonment issues with my dad, so because I think I sound like him, but that still is, I want to say present, but I think it's more prescient. In the way I conduct it, my listening of myself. But there is a little bit of more getting used to it. And I gotta ask the people who are actually used to hearing my voice whether they're used to it. They can take it. Like I said, you gotta be a little bit freaking crazy in my mind to basically get through these videos. I just spent 3 minutes, 4 minutes with not anything getting gas. So I mean, it's sad to say, but ever since that I had somebody from work basically doxing them and doxing myself would be a bad thing. I do not have, with the post office, I couldn't talk about the post office. Like, if I was going to say mean, rotten things about the post office, I literally, signed a freaking non-disclosure where I cannot identify myself as a postal worker. I cannot, talk about the routes. I can't talk about where I'm doing. I can't talk about any of that. I can't talk about the employees that I work with. Nothing. Anything goes behind the scenes. If you know a postal carrier, you'll know that they don't talk about any of it. And if they do, they're breaking their own personal non-disclosure. And they can not, it's not even just getting fired. You can get prosecuted for that. And the reason for that is because the privacy is the number one thing with the post office. It doesn't have to do with their bad policies and the shitty things and how they're treating other people and all this other stuff. It just has to do with the protection of the customers. It's one of the reasons why you can't identify, like if I got pulled over by the police, I can't identify myself as a postal carrier. Back when I was working for them. Now that I don't work for the post office, fuck them. Fuck that shitty place. I guess I could, talk about customers and stuff like that, but like it's not even worth it. But I can definitely talk about how crappy they are. And crappy this. Oh, the reason why I won't be talking about customers and things like that when I was working for the post office is for the very reason I don't talk about it now. I don't have a non-disclosure with my current job. I can talk about all the crappy things that goes on and identify them as the culprit of it all. The reason why I don't is because this is a large thing. The opinions of the job that I do widely vary, and I worry about not just doxing myself, but doxing them, putting them in harm's way. And we see what happened, in the current political climate, with what happened in, poor Springfield, Ohio. People are getting hurt. People are living in fear, and that's not freedom of speech. To be harmful. You don't have the freedom. Your life pursuit and the health and happiness in the First Amendment doesn't protect you to hurt other people. Do you not realize that? That's the reason why we have laws. And for some reason, an entire political party, the GOP, the Republican Party, just so everybody knows, thinks that that's okay. And they're teaching their base. That hatred and fear and stuff like that is okay to harm people, to hurt people. And it's not okay. It's against the law. And yes, your freedom's important, but their freedom's more important. When you want to take away somebody else's freedom, that is the exact opposite of what freedom is. Because what does it? Why can't you handle it when it happens to you? why are there two separate rules? And one of the shitty things about the whole thing is there's people with a lot of money that can afford to be harmful like that, and then it carries on over to people who do not have the money to protect themselves, and they're harming people. And it's like, why is this good for my freaking savior and it's not good for me? It's because that person freaking has the money to do that, and it's shitty. And it is one of the freaking big flaws with capitalism. As always, put cool beans in the comments below. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you have a fantastic time doing it. Fan-freaking-tastic. Alright, so take care.